The emotional last argument between Tom Sandoval and Ariana Madix, which resulted in both of them crying, was a major focus of the Vanderpump Rules Season 10 final. The Season 10 finale of Vanderpump Rules was heartfelt and full of intense scenes, especially the pivotal encounter between Ariana Madix and Tom Sandoval. Before divorcing, the former couple, who had been together for almost 10 years, sat down at their house to have one final conversation in front of the cameras. Tom was hoping for some leniency from Ariana because his 7-month relationship with Raquel Leviss had just recently come to light. Unfortunately, it didn't appear that the long-running Vanderpump Rules star would be able to forgive Tom anytime soon. Tom and Raquel, who had been Ariana's close friend for years before the affair, had become more intimate after Raquel's engagement to James Kennedy came to an end. Ariana was taken aback when she learned that the two were having a sexual and emotional affair while appearing to be close friends in public. Ariana carefully defended Tom and Raquel's union throughout Vanderpump Rules Season 10, as well as Raquel herself, from a number of other cast members. Ariana put her complete trust in Tom and Raquel, so it was only natural for her to feel upset and betrayed when the affair became widely known. Tom and Ariana sat down at their shared house to have an honest discussion about what happened to their relationship after a brief recap of what happened in the days before Vanderpump Rules Season 10 began filming. Ariana said to a friend just before Tom entered the room, "I hate him, but I'm very quickly becoming completely indifferent." Ariana started to disassociate as Tom sat down to talk to her, and she immediately called him out. Tom responded, "Every time I try to apologize to you, it just makes you more angry. You still haven't said sorry for what you actually did." Even though Tom claimed to be open and willing to discuss, it's unsettling that he's terrified of Ariana's ire and won't even go forward to express regret. Tom's acts were evil, dishonest, and painful, and they will have an effect on Ariana for a long time. Despite the fact that she is furious and will remain so, the least Tom can do is take the initiative and, at the absolute least, express regret for months of lying and deceiving her. Tom appeared to be unnecessarily bothered by Ariana's fury, which she justified by saying she was angry for the appropriate reasons. Tom enters the meeting with a spineless, defensive attitude that needs serious improvement. Tom and Ariana's chat got off to a rocky start when he initially tried to paint the romance with Raquel as a mistake. Tom was halted by Ariana, who said, "I loved you when you had nothing. You have some money, a small bar, a small band, and you want this girl to act as though she is infatuated with you. Someone to give you a boost. That girl is looking to males for identity because she lacks her own, and that's like a decent person you think you should be around. Are you willing to go so far as to one of her best friend's life partners?" "I don't know how it happened. It just happened," Tom swiftly said. "We grew close, and I felt like I was looking for something that I wasn't finding here. And that's truly selfish. That's selfish." Ariana seemed angrier than previously as Tom defended his connection with Raquel. Tom appeared to be seeking confirmation from Ariana that his actions were, at the very least, justified because he had a connection with Raquel. However, Ariana was far more intrigued by how Tom's persona could allow him to cheat on her. She eventually screamed at him in an attempt to get him to stop talking about Raquel and start talking about himself. Instead of simply taking responsibility for his mistakes, Tom spent a significant amount of the conversation trying to prove a point. He yelled at Ariana, "Well, guess what? My relationship with Raquel is real because she treats me with ****ing respect, something I haven't gotten from you in a long time." He then went on to rave about how wonderful Raquel was to him. According to Tom, it was about a connection where we were actually respecting each other and giving each other confidence. When his logic was questioned, he responded that reaching the age of 40 put him into a tailspin and forced him to consider the rest of his life. Tom spent most of the conversation trying to make excuses and justify his relationship with Raquel rather than taking responsibility for his actions. He admitted to Ariana that he had finally opened up to her in some manner, that becoming older had actually altered his perspective, sent him into a panic, and motivated him to make changes in his life. Other times, Tom seemed to be going through a midlife crisis, as when he said that spending meaningful time with someone involves taking mushrooms together. While his worry about getting older and changing his life was understandable, The way he handled it hurt everyone around him. Ariana made the decision to open up about all of her feelings when pushed. I regret every second I stood up for you, defended you, and supported you, she glared at Tom. I want you to deeply understand in your core that you are worthless. The woman who've *********************************************************************************************************************ğ and was prepared to center the rest of her life around you once you to hear those words from her mouth. Listen to what I'm saying and understand that's how I feel about you. I'm sorry I'd ever loved you. Any final remarks before we never communicate again? Ariana tried her best not to mince words as she talked about her previous love for Tom. She also stated, I was ride or if *************************************** for you. And I had her back as well. It was abundantly evident from her words that her love and support for Tom would have been unwavering. Ariana made it obvious that Tom was no longer a part of her life since he betrayed her trust, and there was no possibility for him to win it back. She also wanted to make sure he knew how deeply she was affected by his actions. Tom listened to Ariana with tears in his eyes and remarked, I thought we'd be together forever. Things changed as the couple's disagreement came to a close, and both of them ended up sobbing as they thought about how much they wanted to spend the rest of their lives together. Ariana sobbed, I would have followed you anywhere, as Tom stood across from her. I would have modified any component of whatever it was that you didn't like. As recently as precisely 2 days ago, I was totally committed to you. Tom's tears were more intense at this information, indicating that he was still having trouble accepting the idea that he couldn't betray Ariana and still have her on his side. When the couple was eventually able to stop arguing, it was evident that they were really sad for one another. Tom was still attempting to make sense of his own actions and defend them to himself, but Ariana was still deeply upset by the way he treated her. The Vanderpump Rules cast members concluded their conversation in tears, and Tom left them on a depressing note. There were some very fantastic times, he screamed, but you can think whatever you want. While acknowledging that the good days were now past, Ariana concurred.